Hey, good afternoon guys. I'm Sourav. Welcome to my new vlog. तो एक्चुअली आज हम लोग आए हैं प्राणी द पेट सेंटर, पेट सेंचुरी एक्चुअली. तो जस्ट अभी हम लोग यहाँ पे पहुँचे, बाइक यहाँ पे पार्क कर दिया और यहाँ पे पार्किंग का तो आपको अच्छा स्पेस है. ये एक्चुअली कनकापुरा रोड में है ना. और हम लोग ये कुछ मॉर्निंग 9 o'clock से इसका ओपन होता है और इवनिंग 5 o'clock तक ये ओपन रहता है. तो हाँ, बैंगलोर से कुछ 1.5 आवर अपने को लगा यहाँ पे पहुँचने के लिए. और रोड बहुत ही अच्छा था. अगर आप गूगल मैप पे भी डाल दोगे ना तो आपको एकदम पूरा एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन मिल जाएगा. तो चलिए अभी अंदर चलते हैं और देखते हैं. हाँ, तो अभी हमारा टिकट भी हो चुका है. यहाँ पे 2 person का 800 कुछ है. आप यहाँ पे ट्राई कीजिए ना वीकडेज पे आने के लिए. वीकेंड में क्या रहता है, बहुत क्राउड रहता है. आप पीछे देख सकते हो पूरा ऐसा क्राउड है. तो आपको सेपरेट कोई गाइड नहीं मिलेगा, तो आपको ग्रुप के हिसाब से चलना पड़ेगा. बट अगर आप वीकडेज पे आते हो तो क्राउड उतना नहीं रहता है, तो आप सेपरेटली एंजॉय कर सकते हो या फिर आप टच भी कर सकते हो. और यहाँ पे वो लोग ना आपको पेट एडॉप्शन के लिए भी ऑफ़र करते हैं. तो अभी हाँ देखते वेट करते. थोड़ा अपना टाइम है कुछ 12:30 का. ग्रुप जो जाएगा उसी के साथ अपना है. तो अभी कुछ टाइम है, बस अभी वेटिंग एरिया में वेट करते हैं और देखते हैं.
Group number 3, 12:30 group.
You guys are visiting Prani?
Yes.
Okay, so Prani is an animal education center where we educate kids, young adults and adults about animals. And we are an extended classroom for all the kids where we cover 30 to 40% of the curriculum without using a blackboard, and we use animals as a tool to educate them. And all the animals you see here are either rescued or given away to us because they are all non-native animals and they won't be able to survive if we release it in any of the wild habitat. Because they are not native to India and they wouldn't have any of the wild instinct for them to survive in the wild. So this place where you are here is called as rodent section. So rodents are small burrowing mammals which has 2 ever-growing teeth in their lower jaw. Okay, so this rodent you are seeing here in my hand is called as Mongolian Gerbils. These Gerbils are native to Mongolia. And why are they called Gerbils? So a rat and a mouse wouldn't actually have a fur in its tail, but if you can take a close look of this animal, they will have fur in their tail. Okay, so the rodent I'm holding here is called as guinea pig. These guinea pigs are native to South America and they are a completely herbivore species. Hedgehogs. These are called as African Pygmy hedgehogs. They are native to Africa and Pygmy means small, so this is the maximum an animal could grow. And these are not porcupines because if you can observe the sharp things on their body, they are called as quills. And in porcupines, the quills are long and detachable, and porcupines are huge compared to hedgehogs. Yeah, these quills are very soft, and that's how they protect them. Okay, so what do you guys see here?
Chameleon.
Iguanas, you're right, but it's not a chameleon. So the reptile here is called as an iguana. They're called as green iguanas. They're native to South America. And the cool fact is that they are the only herbivores or the vegetarian lizard you'll find in the world. They eat only plants, fruits, vegetables and flowers. Okay, and these are also called as arboreals, means that they spend most of their time on treetops and they're found on grounds on a very less time. And yeah, so want to stay in the half sunlight place, so he wants to move.
So here we are going up in size. We will be meeting bigger mammals and one reptile in this section. And to start with, what do we see here?
Dog.
Horse, pony. Okay. We have one horse and two ponies. So ponies are a smaller breed of the same family. Okay. So this here is Maya. She's a horse. She's 7 years old. Whereas this guy is Gabbar. He's a pony and he's 13 years old.
Oh.
Maya is younger to Gabbar.
Okay.
Yes, but this is the maximum size that ponies can grow. And the brown pony that you see here, her name is Isha, and she is around 9 years old. Okay, what do we see here? Is this a turtle or a tortoise? Okay, those say this is a turtle, raise your left hands. Those say this is a tortoise, raise your right hands. Those who say I don't know the difference, raise both your hands. Okay. So this is neither a turtle nor a tortoise. This is called as a terrapin. Yes. And do you see a white line on the face? A white line?
Yeah.
Yes. So that organ is used to eat food. But it's not called as a mouth. What else can it be? Boss. Calm down.
You want to swim, I think.
So they're not used to be lifted up in air. He's trying to figure out some surface, either land or water, give me something. Yes. So, yes. That organ is used to eat food, but it's not called as a mouth. What else can it be? Okay, let's not complicate. What do birds have?
Beak.
This is also called as a beak. Don't say okay, because I'll ask you why. Ask me why, I'll tell you the answer. Yes. But why is it called a beak rather than a mouth? Why do we call it a bird's beak?
Teeth.
Yes, anything without a teeth is either called as a beak or a grandmother. Sorry, no offense. Okay, it was a bad joke, I know. Yes. So anything without a teeth is called as a beak. So these guys also lack teeth. So it's called as a beak. But their beaks are so powerful that an adult tortoise, terrapin or a turtle's bite can easily rip our fingers apart. So never approach them from the front of their face. Always touch them on the back of the shells. Alright?
With two very beautiful aquatic birds. Now can anybody name these birds?
Duck and goose.
Ducks and geese, perfect. So all of these smaller animals are the ducks, but all the bigger animals are the geese. The main difference between the ducks and the geese will be that the geese will have a longer neck, they'll have a bump on their beak, and they'll be bigger and broader in general. While all the ducks will be smaller, they'll have a short beak and they'll have a flat beak. Okay. Birds, can anybody name them? Peahen? No, they're from the same family as the peacock, but it's not a peahen. First, are these two different birds or are they the same birds? Same species? Same species, right? Perfect. So these are the same species birds. They're called as silver pheasants. They're from the pheasant family, just like the peacocks. So this is the male and that one is the female. Why? So generally in the bird family, the males are going to be brightly colored and they're going to be bigger, so that they can assert dominance amongst other males and they can also attract females. So that's why the males are brightly colored, but the females are going to be dull colored. They're going to be single colored. Why? Because when they lay their eggs and incubate their eggs, they have to protect their eggs and themselves from predators. So they sit very still on top of the egg and they camouflage with their surroundings to protect their eggs and themselves from the predators. They need a rabbit or is it a hare? Hare, right? Okay. So how many of you say rabbit? Raise your hands. How many of you say hare? Raise your hands. Okay, so congratulations to the ones who said hare because this is actually a rabbit. Rabbit. Yes, this is a rabbit. I like to confuse you guys.
Come and sit.
Actually, I was having two.
Two rabbits?
Two rabbits,
Oh,
yes.
very cool.
Wait.
Any guesses? What fish are these?
I think they can hunt also, right?
Yeah, they're hunting fish. Does anybody know what their hunting style is?
They throw that water.
Yes. So these are called as archer fish. You know what an archer is, right? He shoots with the bow and arrow. These guys are called archer fish not because of any bow and arrow, but for a much cooler reason. They take water into their highly powered gills and they spit with such a force that it actually displaces their prey, which will be sitting on a leaf or a branch, and it will fall into the water so that they can eat it. And they'll be found in mangrove regions where the leaves and the branches will be close to the water level. And they live in, they live in brackish waters where the water quality isn't very good. So whenever they come to the surface of the water and they see a prey moving around, they just shoot at them and the prey will fall into the water so that they can eat it.
Just show me once.
Yes. It's going to happen in a split second, so just watch very closely.
Oh.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
They're shooting up to the roof. They're shooting right at the tips of the tweezers. And do you guys know what refraction of light is? When you put a stick inside the water and the stick looks like a little bent, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So when they're under the water, the prey looks like it's here, but it's actually here. So what they're doing is they're calculating the angle of refraction in just those few seconds and shooting completely accurately at their prey, right at the tips of the tweezers. So they're very intelligent animals. I'll show you guys one more time. They're also called as the African spurred-thigh tortoise. Yeah. So his name is Sunshine, and these tortoises can grow 80 to 150 years old. Can you guess how old he is? No? No? Any guesses? No? Okay, so he is only 8 years old. He's still a baby. When he goes to his maximum size, he's going to be almost the size of the top of that box over there. Oh. Yeah. And that's just the breadth and the length. So right now he's only 9 kgs, but at his maximum size he could even become 40 to 45 kgs.
Yeah.
What animals are these?
Donkey.
Donkeys, yes. So these are called as Krishnagiri dwarf donkeys. They're from a place called Krishnagiri in Tamil Nadu. And they're dwarf donkeys, which means that this is their maximum size. They're going to be much smaller than normal donkeys. They also take regular baths. They take mud baths to remove any external parasites from the fur. So why do they have long ears? Does anybody know?
To hear better.
No?
To
Okay, why
regulate the body temperature?
Yes, perfect. They have long ears for the same reason that dogs put their tongue out, to regulate their body temperature. Yes. And if you notice on the perfect. Let's have a little quiz. What is the world's largest animal? Ostrich. Okay, 1 out of 1. What is the world's second largest animal? Emu. Perfect. 2 out of 2. Now what is the world's tallest animal? Giraffe. Okay. What is the world's tallest bird? Ostrich. And what is world's second tallest bird? Emu. No, it's not an emu. Okay, you got one wrong. I'm gonna have to fail you. Okay, so it's not an emu. The world's tallest bird is actually called as an cassowary. A cassowary is native to Australia, just like the emus, and they are taller than emus, but they're not larger than the emus. So the cassowary is actually considered as the world's most aggressive bird. But these emus are not aggressive. They're very friendly, especially our emus. They're so friendly you can even give them a hug. So we're going to be walking in and interacting with them. What we're going to do, we're going to all stand in the middle of the enclosure. We're not going to stand in the sides because we don't want them to feel cornered. If they feel cornered, they'll get scared. So if they get scared, they can easily run 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. I don't think we can match that speed, so we shouldn't scare them. So an aviary is where a community of different species of birds live together in captivity. We're going to be walking in, and this aviary has 3 rules. The birds are allowed to touch us, but we are not allowed to touch them. So 80% of these birds are rescued, so they could have a troubled past. So if you try and touch them, they could misinterpret it like you're trying to hurt them. Then they'll give you a small peck. So we won't be touching them. The second and the third rule is we're not going to make any loud noises or sudden movements. The birds will get scared and then they won't come to you. I promise if you follow my instructions, this could be the best part of your tour. Okay, we'll all be walking in, we'll all take a seat on that slab. You put your hand out like this, I'll put some seeds in your hand. The birds will come and sit on your hand, they'll eat from your hand, they'll sit on your shoulders, they'll sit on your head. If you don't like it, don't feel scared, don't panic, and don't try to remove the bird yourself. Just call me, I will remove the bird from you.
गाइस ये रहा अपना नया दोस्त इगुआना. हिज नेम इज इवन. हाय हाय. देखो आप लोगों को हाय बोल रहे हैं. देखो हाय बोल रहे हैं. हाय हाय हाय. तो बस इसके साथ आज का ब्लॉग यहीं पे एंड करते हैं. अगर चैनल पर नए हो तो सब्सक्राइब कर देना. वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो लाइक कर देना. तो दोस्तों के साथ भी शेयर करना और कमेंट करके बताना ना कैसा लग रहा है. बाकी एनवायरनमेंट बहुत अच्छा है. आप आराम से आके थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड कर सकते हो. ये लोग बहुत हेल्पफुल है. तो अगर आप वीकडेज पे आ रहे हो तो आपको अच्छे से आप गाइडेड टूर मिल जाएगा आपको 1-on-1 करके. बाकी अगर कोई वीकेंड्स हो गया या फिर कोई छुट्टी का दिन हो गया तो ऐसे ग्रुप में आपको मिलता है. बाकी फिर भी अगर आपको यहाँ पे पेट अडॉप्ट करना है उसके लिए भी अवेलेबिलिटी है. लाइक यहाँ पे आपको टेरापिन, गिनी पिग और रैबिट्स आपको अडॉप्ट करने के लिए मिल जाएगा. तो आपसे मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट ब्लॉग पे दूसरी जगह पे दूसरा कुछ एक्सप्लोर करते हुए. बाय.